Hello everyone, and welcome to Team 4's case study presentation. My name is Nicole Helo, and our group consists of myself, John Paja, and Kelly Ilsley. And we're happy to present to you our comprehensive business case study based on the Medisys case materials. We're going to move to slide 2 and provide a brief introduction. In the current era of globalization, it has become essential for managers to understand the behavior of both the individual team member and the group as a whole. This understanding will help in critical situations and problems during product development and other business processes. The assignment is a case study analysis of the issues faced by a renowned medical system manufacturer company, Medisys Corp, during the production of their eagerly awaited advanced system named Intense Care. This assignment will provide a deep insight about the factors which led to the cause of the issues and the effect of the issues on the project. So after evaluating the causes and the ways in which the issues have been tackled, recommendations will be provided regarding how those types of issues can be solved efficiently. Now, company background. Medisys Corporation is a US-based private organization which was established in 2002. And it manufactures medical devices and equipment with an annual revenue that was estimated to be over $400 million in 2008 and a total workforce of 1,750 employees. The firm mainly dealt with medical monitoring system used in the hospital sector. The renal monitoring and pulmonary specialty systems became highly successful, which contributed to the global recognition of the firm. The company maintains an entrepreneurial culture, fostering innovative thinking and different promising initiatives, from redesigning to developing new systems. And we're going to look at Medisys' product development sequence. So right from its inception, the company has been following a sequence of operations in the development of its products. The entire production line from the conceptual stage to finalization of a product consists of the following stages. The research and development team initiated the development structure by considering new technologies and systems, presenting the concepts which could lead to new business opportunities for the company. After getting approval from the board of directors, the marketing team started to gather information regarding the present market needs and consumer responses towards the new concepts of Medisys. Thereafter, the team at the departments of product engineering and software designs interpreted the gathered data into product specifications, which gives details about the upcoming product. And subsequently, the product specifications are sent to the regulatory department to look at after the tests or trials required in the prototype stages. Then after getting clearance from the regulatory sections, the product specifications are transferred on the production phase, where the product is manufactured and finalized for distribution in the market. So we're going to look at the rise of the Intense Care project itself. And it started with Aaron Gerson, a research and development professional at Medisys Corp. And he visualized the concept of developing a patient monitoring system which would gather timely data about the intensive care patients and transmit the information to a central database, providing an integrated patient history or profile. This automated system would also send mails or messages to the physicians and medical staffs involved for the care of that particular patient. Then after sharing this concept with Peter Fisher in sales division and another professional from the company's software design, discussions and trials were conducted on analyzing the viability of this concept. Identifying the potential of Intense Care's project, the company allocated $500,000 for continuing of the development and engineering of this project. It is the company's most ambitious project in span of its 10 years, with a net worth of $20.5 million. Moving on, you can see the evolution of Intense Care's project. So the entire project evolution of the Intense Care product can be categorized into the following steps. Aaron Gerson gets the idea in September 2006 and shared the idea with a project professional in sales team, Peter Fisher. The sales team assesses the market survey about the concept in October 2006. After getting huge response, the concept was shared with the software designer. And then in June 2007, the ad hoc team presented the concept of intense care to the senior management team. The board of directors at Medisys approved the project and sanctioned $500,000 for its development. Then Beaumont was appointed as the president in January 2008. Then in August 2008, Beaumont restructured the product development process into forming parallel system to accelerate the development process. And Intense Care was expected to be launched in August 2009. So to look at a change in product development structure, you'll see that in 2008, Beaumont thought of introducing a parallel system for developing a product in order to speed up the development process. Cooper, in 2008, stated the need to speed up the product development process as an organizational strategy to promote business growth and remain competitive. According to Danilovic and Browning in 2007, cross-functional teams are essential for eliminating the complexities arising in the project development projects due to numerous elements that are present in the product development stages and the different departments that are involved. And then if you want to look at the parallel system for product development in Medisys, you'll see that the new parallel system consists of the team members from all of the departments involved in the product development stages, which include research and development, marketing and sales, software design, product engineering, regulatory divisions, and fabrication or marketing. One core team will be formed for each of the products undergoing in the development stage, starting from the conceptual stage to the final production phase. And Beaumont considered this model to speed up the development process of the products, which will enable Medisys in launching new products ahead of its competitors. Now, the issues that arose in the Intense Care project involved modular design. So with the use of modular designs, the company would be able to maintain a consumer-specific system where the modules can be customized or tailored according to the market needs and different clinical systems. Jose and Toliner mentioned in 2005 about the modular designs in the product development process for implementing immediate changes and modifications based on the changing trends of the market or customers. The product and launch manager of Intense Care, MERS, analyzed that the market demanded a modular design of the product. However, she also knew that the engineering head, O'Brien, did not intend to introduce the modular design in Intense Care, since his entire priority was on meeting time deadlines. As you'll see when you go through the case study, that was very pressing and a high pressure deadline to meet anyway. So the modular design was an extra facet that would just make things even more difficult for the team. And so this resulted in the entire Intense Care team to be at loggerheads on how to resolve this issue. And that was where the problem arose. Now, with the issues continued, there were a few more phases. The first one was with delay in Intense Care project, as you see. MERS first exerted an extensive pressure on engineering and software design teams for meeting delivery deadlines, as well as implementing the modular design. Any change or addition to the Intense Care design would result in production delay. Another issue that sneaked into production of Intense Care was regarding the compliance of the project towards stringent regulatory and quality standards, while making the product adjustments for satisfying the market needs. The issues in product development and disagreements resulted in disorders within the internal management of the entire Intense Care team. Beaumont became aware of the issues or the difficulties that confronted the team, and he then took the initiative to solve it. Now, the entire team was busy on completing their individual part with no intention to implement the module system or improvise over the project designs. And this resulted in the lack of synchronization among the team members, which complicated the development process. Now, moving on to organizational climate and culture issues, you'll see that organizational culture and climate can affect organizational results across individual, team, and over all organizational levels of functioning. These factors influence organizational behaviors, performance, and outcomes because both culture and climate provide unique and meaningful information about the organization. And as you see from the slides, there were issues with the climate. It was mostly negative at that point due to a culture of mistrust, and there was so many issues that even caused issues of distress at times based on the project pressures. And all of these, of course, lead to issues such as problems with job satisfaction and performance down the line. Now, looking at a summary of the issues faced by Medisys and Intense Care project, the company Medisys Corp was manufacturing the new report monitoring system for the very first time, and this was, of course, a very expensive project. Hence, along with the large investment, there involved huge risk. The main reason as to why Mers, the marketing manager of Intense Care, was creating pressure was because there was no certain time allocated for discussing the issue related to the application of the modular design in the project. Of course, employee performance was centered on functional area as well. So this was another issue. And as per innovation by Beaumont, there were more layers between upper layer management and employees, which is not compliant with the established culture of Medisys. And since the employees work as per their respective functional area, as we discussed, they were not concerned with things outside their domain. There's no proper flow maintained by the employees, and the tight deadline that was provided by Beaumont for the launch of the product made the members of the team just become more aggressive. So that created even more issues. And then there were difficulties with tight deadlines. Modular design is considered to be the most debatable topic among the team members involved in the project. The use of the modular design was to help customers get more flexibility. The modular design was in huge demand by different hospital segments and the military-based organizations. Now, Mers knew that the requirement for the modular design was urgent, yet advised for the use in the second version of the project as opposed to the first. She didn't heed the suggestion of first version use because the reason being that she was afraid the engineers would be taking it as an option for ignoring the modularizing demand by the customers. And there was no intention by Brett O'Brien to alter the design of the modules of the initial version of the project whatsoever. The problem was related to the internal space, so the deadlines of the meeting could be met, because that was the primary issue that had to be solved before they even thought about the modular design. The main reason for a slowdown of the hardware engineering division was due to the layoff by the company from all the divisions. The function of engineering was applied by O'Brien and the team. The team consisted of 2 engineers who reported to Brett O'Brien and worked as a regular worker for the company. And the engineers of the project was shifted to another project of the company due to the limited number of engineers. The action that was taken by Dipesh Mukherjee was the cause of delayed software development. However, it wasn't considered a disadvantage by him, interestingly. The concerns that was made by Bayo was also ignored regarding the testing of the software produced, which also caused a negative impact. Problems in the new development process began with the problem related to the communication, which was due to Mers's avoidance of the issue related to the modular design and the work that was carried out by Dipesh Mukherjee in his own terms. The issues related to communication needed to be reduced for facilitating the performance of the team, and the team leader, Jack Fogel, didn't have any focus on the product details. The acting team leader was Valerie Mers, and she took the responsibility of different functions related to the project, but she didn't show any type of formal responsibility towards the team, so the mistrust in the team created a negative impact as a result among the members, and there's no confidence at this point among each other's ability and work competency. So that was one of the key issues. The management of the team was given to Jack Fogel, who was seen to have a lot of experience in the production line at Medisys. The production and engineering was needed to be managed by him. The main reason why Dipesh was considered for outsourcing was mainly to improve on the quality aspect, conservation of capital, reducing costs, and focusing on the core aspect. The other aspects of outsourcing, however, were not considered. And looking at the outcomes from the use of parallel development process, the parallel development process involves different types of phases. In the discovery phase, there are a range of diagnostics techniques so that the development opportunities are understood, and then the design stage will help in cooperation and collaboration at work. The delivery of the product is made with a minimum level of disruption, and there's a need for evaluation of the phase, which will help in correcting all the flaws. And then looking at the development of trust within the team, well, there's different types of dysfunction that can emerge from the lack of trust among the members of a team, of course. The types of dysfunction are fear related to conflict, low level of commitment, lack of attention towards the result, and avoiding accountability. The 5 dysfunctions are actually represented in the form of a pyramid, and the base of the pyramid is the lack of trust, which would cause the dysfunction in a team. In the trust dimensional theory application, the team in tense care is seen to suffer from trust issues. The members are seen to consider Carambeo's view as an obstruction in the progress of the project. There's a need for the members of the team to be transparent and upfront with each other so that it helps in the development of trust and commitment among the unit. Outsourcing issues and regulatory conflicts. Well, Medisys should not only consider the advantages of outsourcing, but should also take into account the negative aspects. There's a possibility that managerial control could be lost as all the functions and the management are handed over to the sub-vendor. And then the outsourcing company will work with profit-making motives and hidden costs, which, if they're not mentioned in the contract, will of course affect the performance of the company that undertakes the outsourcing. So now we're going to move on to the recommendations, and we have a few to look at. So the first one being developing a better understanding of team dynamics. Well, the top executives need to hold meetings which would act as a platform for employees to express their opinions and ideas and other important information and insight. This information would include individual beliefs and values, motivational needs and expectations from management. And then this insight would help senior management gain a deeper insight of their employees and team dynamics. This will, of course, help the management to form teams with employees having similar bent of mind. As a result of this, less team conflicts would emanate. And the next recommendation would be to improve organizational structure. The existing structure of Medisys Corporation should focus on improving its organizational design so that it can make decisions effectively and mitigate the issues of delays. Developing a flatter structure for the organization would be effective because it will improve the flow of communication, quite short. In this manner, the decision of product development can be made quickly and effectively, resulting in delivery of products on time. We can also strengthen manpower. So the intense care team of Medisys is very important for the organization. Thus, more proficient and competent professionals should be allocated to this team, and this will gradually improve the functioning and services of the team, thereby improving the chances of the implementation of the new product. No outsourcing of software. Medisys should contemplate developing software on its own and should not outsource from other nations, and of course this will save time and reduce risks associated with outsourcing. Design structure matrix. The product development of Medisys is very complicated due to the design and procedure of development. Due to this, the organization should focus on utilizing the approach of a design structure matrix. And this architecture, of course, will help the management to represent and evaluate the blueprint of the individual system. And that involves product, procedures, and organization. Domain mapping matrix. Medisys should develop 2 or more design structure matrices so that these can be compared against each other, with the best one being chosen and implemented. In order to compare the design structure matrices, the organization can use a domain mapping matrix, and using this, the management can capture the dynamics of the matrices, trace the difficulties associated, and synchronize decisions. Improve leadership. So Jack Fogel was appointed as the project management of all the teams, due to which he could not focus on improving the performance of one team. And as a result, in order to solve this issue, the top executives could appoint at least 2 project managers and divide teams under them. And this will, of course, augment their efficiency and improve the team performance as well. Finally, developing better compensation package. Employees lay the foundation of the whole process of development and implementation of modular design. Thus, in order to keep them motivated, the management should improve the salary structure and implement incentive schemes for the employees. And this will, of course, help with improving the performance and morale of the personnel and keep them engaged in their work, which is, of course, very crucial. So, post recommendations, we looked at putting in an action plan, an executive coaching action plan. And the coaching team will consult with the executive Medisys team during weeks 1 to 2 of the consulting period, to be followed by weekly conference calls and monthly site visits, just for intensive follow-up. And the initial plan is subject to revisions as per the organization's evolving needs. And the agenda is summarized in the following slide. As you can see, and if we look at the leadership style, Kahn sets forth a method of conducting a functional analysis of organizations' dysfunctional behavioral patterns. He summarizes the consultant's role in developing people's capacities to work well amid effect and anxiety involves helping members to examine how group and intergroup patterns facilitate or undermine system purposes. And then looking at team development, so the leadership team, the LTDF, the leadership team development framework as described by Overfield, explores team development issues, including initial purpose for creating a team, the interpersonal dynamics, and this is basically a measure to look at different improving the leadership skill set. So there's different measures that we will be looking at. And communication and professionalism. So as you can see, there are 4 different key areas, and for example, decrease rumors and gossip. The problem, for example, would be Karen Bayo is hearing rumors from Aaron Gerson. Well, the solution in this instant, of course, would be feedback to Karen, Aaron, and all employees. So rumors and gossips could be curbed as much as feasible, and rumors and gossips, of course, are counterproductive and can undermine the development of strong, healthy professional communication lines between all team members. And then we've got improving communication, open and honest communication, and of course, maintaining professional boundaries. Finally, feedback on individual behavior and points of view would close the plan. We have Jack Fogel, Brett O'Brien, Valerie Metz, and Dipesh Mukherjee with different feedback, starting with Jack, as evidenced by allowing Brett to meet with him before they had their Friday team meeting with Valerie. Jack is not very concerned with the business side of things, and feedback to Jack, convene team meetings with the entire team more regularly and discontinue the one-on-one side meetings. They're less effective. It's not good to discuss a team member who is absent or isn't in the room. So these are just, some of the feedback and solutions that we would look at. And I hope that you enjoyed our presentation, and we invite you to provide your feedback post this presentation. And thank you for listening to our presentation. Thank you.